What would happen to your dentist client if they or one of their colleagues became disabled? If they're a sole practitioner, would their workload go unattended? Perhaps a colleague could pick up the slack. Would their patients be ignored? Would they lose income? Would their practice be irreparably damaged? To address these uncertainties, ProAssurance has developed a unique policy endorsement, PracticeGuard for Dentists, which is included on all medical malpractice policies for dentists working 20 or more hours per week. In the event of an accident or illness resulting in disability, PracticeGuard for Dentists provides reimbursement for certain related expenses. These include costs incurred while finding and hiring a replacement or contract professional to assist the firm for up to 12 months. If patients are referred to an external dentist, some loss of income to the insured is covered. ProAssurance is the only dentist medical malpractice insurer to include this unique coverage, and it is provided at no extra charge. There is no additional paperwork or medical exam required. PracticeGuard for Dentists gives your clients more control, and it is just what they need during uncertain times. Why does ProAssurance provide PracticeGuard for Dentists at no extra cost? It's all part of their commitment to making sure your clients are treated fairly. There are 4 coverage parts to the PracticeGuard for Dentists endorsement. 2 sections respond to total temporary disability due to illness or injury. 1 section responds to accidental death, and the final section responds to permanent total disability due to injury or illness. Coverage applies to an insured person who is defined as a dentist working 20 or more hours per week. All payments are made to the named insured, which could be a sole practitioner or professional association. The first coverage part, business overhead expenses, provides reimbursement for various costs incurred to keep the firm operating. These expenses include things like rent, utilities, employee wages, and leased or rented equipment. Generally, these costs are the usual expenses that would be generated while your client is determining how to deal with the disability of an insured dentist. The second coverage part is covered expenses. This part covers costs to find and hire or contract with a replacement for the disabled dentist. Several of these categories are lump sum reimbursements for items like search firm fees, advertising costs to find a replacement dentist, or legal fees associated with an employment contract. In addition, monthly reimbursement is provided for actual payroll, employer taxes, and employer health care contribution costs paid to or for the benefit of the replacement individual. In the event the insured dentist is not replaced and his patients are referred to another dentist, a percentage of the resultant loss of income is covered. This coverage is also subject to a 60-day waiting period. However, once the 60-day waiting period is reached, reimbursement is provided for some of the covered expenses incurred once the insured dentist became disabled. The third coverage part addresses accidental death. If an insured dentist suffers an accidental death during the policy period, or subsequently dies from an injury suffered during the policy period, a lump sum equal to 50% of the unused portion of the endorsement benefit available at the time of the accidental death will be paid. The final coverage part addresses permanent total disability. In the event a disabled dentist is unable to return to work 14 months after the disabling injury or onset of the disabling illness, a lump sum equal to 25% of the remaining limit of the policy will be paid. The basic coverage limit is $25,000 per insured dentist, up to a $125,000 maximum limit of liability per policy period, depending on the size of the dental practice. So, if a dentist covered under the policy suffers an accidental death, and they have already been reimbursed $5,000 for business interruption and covered expenses, $20,000 is left unspent. The lump sum payment would be 50% of the remaining $20,000 for a total of $10,000. If a dentist covered under the policy suffers permanent total disability and they have already been reimbursed $5,000 for business interruption and covered expenses, $20,000 is left unspent. The lump sum payment would be 25% of the remaining $20,000 for a total of $5,000. When reviewing the PracticeGuard for Dentists endorsement, you will notice an important benefit regarding pre-existing conditions. The great majority of automatic insurance offers in the healthcare and disability arena include a 24-month pre-existing condition exclusion. This means if an insured person has suffered any injury or illness in the past 24 months, any disability resulting from the injury or illness is not covered. This exclusion is common in the insurance marketplace. The PracticeGuard for Dentists endorsement addresses this issue differently. When your client has been continuously insured for a period of 24 months, the pre-existing condition exclusion is waived. It's important to note that if dentists or dental practices shop their coverage and move from one carrier to another, the 24-month time period starts over. Dentists who stay with dentist medical malpractice coverage through ProAssurance are rewarded for their loyalty. Once the 24-month period is over, they have coverage for pre-existing conditions. With PracticeGuard for Dentists, your clients also have the option of purchasing higher limits. As I mentioned earlier, the endorsement provides a basic limit of $25,000 per insured dentist. Your clients can purchase an additional $25,000 limit per insured dentist, providing the dentist is under the age of 60 at the time of purchase. This higher limit can be added when the ProAssurance dentist's medical malpractice policy is first bound or at policy renewal. Whether a dental practice consists of one or many dentists, serving patients and continuity of care is critical. With PracticeGuard for Dentists, your clients can rest easier, knowing they'll have additional financial support to help keep the practice running if a dentist becomes disabled. With no special paperwork or medical exams needed, PracticeGuard for Dentists is easy to obtain. The PracticeGuard for Dentists endorsement is not available in every state. Like any insurance product, coverage is subject to the endorsement wording. You can request a copy of the PracticeGuard for Dentists endorsement from your underwriter. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the PracticeGuard for Dentists endorsement to ProAssurance's dentist medical malpractice policy. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact your underwriter.